question around the bay is the one that you stirred up, Rock, and it's a good question. It's one that we're all trying to figure out who would make the right case to be the guy with a statue outside of Raymond James Stadium. The Bucs fans deserve it.
I think so. I think it's time. It's time. Yes, you've got the Ring of Honor. That's nice. That's wonderful. And that's inside Raymond James Stadium. They have the name on the stadium. Malcolm Glazier. I can go down the whole list. You look them up. If you don't know, the Ring of Honor. That's great. But I was just thinking about it the other day. I'm like, I went over to Benchmark International, and I'm in the plaza, and the great Hall of Famer, the founder, the Lightning founder, Phil Esposito, the statue of him right there. Phil was great. I've done a couple of events with Phil. He is such a good guy. He's a character. And anytime he does public speaking and he's mentioning, he had all the great accomplishments, man. When we were in Boston and we were following him, and he's like, I can't go out on the street. Like, he would just be bombarded. He was Phil Esposito. But he said of all of his accomplishments, being able to bring NHL hockey to Tampa Bay is his greatest accomplishment. And not only bring it here, look at the success the Tampa Bay Lightning have had. So that being said, there's a statue of Phil Esposito and Dave Anderchuk on the plaza outside the arena in downtown Tampa. Dave Anderchuk, when they won the 2004 Stanley Cup, their first one, and he was holding the Stanley Cup over his head. All right, so you got that. You go to Tropicana Field. Evan Longoria, there's a statue of Evan Longoria near one of the entrances. That was after that game 162. His arms are raised. Oh, my God, that day. One of the greatest moments in Rays history. So there's a statue of Evan Longoria, and there's also a statue of Aki Iwamura, the Japanese second baseman, steps on second base. 50,000 people at Tropicana Field going crazy. The Rays, the lowly Devil Rays, the Rays are going to the World Series. Johnny Gomes comes out. Big bottle of Bose. B.J. Upton. They're all on the first base dugout. They're spraying all the fans that are there. They're going to the World Series. So you've got that outside of Tropicana Field. But outside Raymond James Stadium, there's no statue. I think it's time to have a statue or statues. It's time. Now, I thought about Sapp and Brooks because that was the turnaround. Those two guys were drafted at the same time. Florida boys. Sapp from Apopka, Miami Hurricane. Derrick Brooks from Pensacola, Florida State Seminole. They came in together. They changed it. The Tampa 2D. They win a Super Bowl. And not only that, first ballot Hall of Famers for both of them. First ballot Hall of Famers. Why not start there? Look, there's tough choices. I'm torn because I love Leroy Selmon. I was around. I got to meet the great Leroy Selmon. Any of you in the audience that remember Leroy Selmon, the first ever Pro Football Hall of Famer? Oh, my God, and such a great man. And then he put all of his energy into USF and helped start that program in football. So those would be my choices. What about you, Chris Mathis?
There's been so many great ones that come through and have played for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, donned the red and pewter, but there's one guy, Rock Riley, one guy that whether the team was good, terrible, great, dominant, this guy was a part of all of it. He was a part of the first ever Super Bowl championship, Bucs beating the Oakland Raiders. He was also a part of the second Buccaneers Super Bowl win in which the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and you may have guessed it already. 37-year-old voice of your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Gene Deckerhoff, the ultimate GOAT. He is the GOAT for everybody. In everybody's eyes, it's pretty clear everyone loves Gene Deckerhoff.
That's a good one.
That's a good play for the Buccaneers. If they were to have to pick one statue, he's the guy. Now, if you can do two, if you can do a combo of a couple of players, give me the Ronde Barber.
Ooh,
give me the Derrick
one.
Brooks. I would love that combo to start.
I got you.
Maybe throw out a quarterback from Brad Johnson there, too, and you could argue Tom Brady as well. And some texters here,
Yeah,
they're chiming in left and right.
All right,
with
so what do we got on the
ideas.
text line? You can text in, by the way, 82945, and always start your text with DA. I'm sorry, go right ahead.
Yeah,
Chris.
I mean, the number of guys that are getting thrown around here, it's just quite the variety. We've seen Levante David. Okay. We've seen a replica of a statue here of John Gruden. Another one says Dexter Jackson and Tom Brady, both these Super Bowl MVPs. Another Buccaneer fan listening here says, how about a 3-person statue? Okay. Derrick Brooks, Warren Sapp, Ronde Barber, all holding the Lombardi Trophy.
Oh, I love that.
That's not bad.
I love that.
A Jacksonville Jaguars fan chimes in, says, look, Jags fan here, but I have to think a Ronde Barber interception at the Vet would be a smooth play outside of Raymond James Stadium.
You know what? Because you know what? The Rays did that. Like, Andrew Chuck is just holding the Stanley Cup up, and Phil Esposito has the hockey stick, and he's the founder. But, you know, with the Rays, it was 162. That's the statue. Or Aki Uemura stepping on second base. That's the statue. If you're going action statue, Ronde Barber, the pick 6 at the Vet in Philly, closing down the Vet.
The greatest play in history of this franchise.
Oh, the greatest play in Buccaneer history. Now, it is interesting. We had a couple of texters even mentioning the GOAT, Tom Brady. I loved it. I loved it when he was here. But you know what? He's getting so much due in New England. He was only here 3 years. I want some of the homegrown guys maybe first, you know. And like I said, if you've had a chance to go inside the Advent Health Center, inside One Buck in the lobby area, they kind of have a little bit of like a Bucs museum. And it was those guys in that 2004 when they won it all. You know, and that's nice. But, I mean, I think it's time to get a statue outside. Now, I'm curious, Chris. You're monitoring the text line, and we're getting flooded with texts. Has anybody brought up Mike Evans yet?
I have not seen a Mike Evans. There was a smart remark here. Antonio Brown being one, but not a single.
That's a wise guy. That's a troll.
We've got about 55 texts in the last 8 minutes, and there has not been a single one that recommends that there's a Mike Evans. And I think maybe some of that has to do with the fact that Evans is still playing. Maybe that could be it.
True.
That could be it. But I think the great play here, I think the safe play here, Gene Deckerhoff. Gene Deckerhoff. He should be the first statue. Gene Deckerhoff, 80-plus years old.
I know.
Do it, man.
No, the greatest guy.
I loved what Antonio Tarver said earlier. I love getting your flowers while you can still smell the flowers.
Yeah,
I want Gene
that's
Deckerhoff
true.
to get that recognition here while he's still healthy. He's doing his thing. I think that's a great play. Everyone knows of Gene Deckerhoff. A texter here, the first one of the day, saying, the A train. Mike Austin, up to God, Michael, touchdown.
One of the most popular guys ever. Probably could be the most popular Buccaneer ever. I see so many all-star jerseys. And a great guy. Great guy. All right, we'll take some of your calls. We'll take your texts. We're taking you right up until 6 o'clock. If you want to get in, now is a good time. I'll get right to you. 888-388-0957. And our text line is 82945. Start your text with DA. It is time to put up a statue or statues outside of Raymond James Stadium. Come on, Glenn.